drag racing yet, but we need to go. Gainesville's close. In this month's Rooted in Florida series, Dr. Whitney Elmore from the Pasco County, Florida Extension Office returns with how easy it is to grow herbs right in your own backyard. If you, I love that you're here. You might be in Gainesville this weekend. Your family's a big drag.
I might. Yeah, absolutely. Big Force family fans. Yeah, that's exciting to meet Brittany. Yeah,
you're good people because you know your stuff, especially when it comes to herbs. And I kind of asked you, I was like, all right, for those of us who don't have the brightest of green thumbs, herbs might be a good place to start.
I think herbs are a very good place to start, especially if you've got kids. You want to get them involved in gardening. And herbs tend to be kind of some of the unusual plants in that they've got several different functions in many cases. So we recognize planting them and growing them to put into our dishes and whatnot, but a lot of people forget about the fact that they're very beautiful and add a lot of texture and different looks and even some different colors into the landscapes as ornamental plants. Plus, they can be butterfly attractants, too.
Oh, cool.
So dual purpose all the way around.
Well, and I personally, like I told you, that they grow fast.
They tend to grow very fast.
For an impatient society, which we can sometimes be, and I don't want to have to wait weeks and months, this is fun to watch grow.
Yeah, they are fun, and you get very quickly, it's kind of that satisfaction of growing something yourself and being able to harvest them relatively quickly with some of the young, tender leaves that you can then take and dry and use later on, use in decorations. But then also just chop them up and put them over into your favorite dish.
Oh,
so it's very easy.
Can you grow these year round, or is there a season for herbs?
For the most part, they like to be planted in the fall and in the early spring. The majority of them are perennial plants, so they're going to make it through the summer if you take good care of them. It's all about putting the right plant in the right place that we've talked about before in some of the segments.
What's the easiest, most popular one maybe to start with?
I would say some of the mints. And
so that's this one right here?
Well, actually, this is a lemon balm. Which is in the mint family, so it looks very similar to it, and if you rub on the leaves, it releases some of those essential oils, and you get that very pleasant, light lemon smell to it. The mint family is probably some of the easier ones. They like to be in fairly moist conditions, not sopping wet, but fairly moist. Probably the next most favorite is going to be over in the basils. There's several different kinds of basils. Nice, sweet aroma.
In your windowsill? I mean, I've seen people do that. Okay, so
nice sunny spot in the house where they're relatively warm. Don't let them dry out. Don't let them keep them too wet or anything, but don't let them dry out. And give them a good basic fertilizer every couple of weeks.
How often do you water these guys?
It's going to depend on the plant and the environmental conditions. Best thing to do, touch the top of the soil. If it's moist, they're more than likely just fine.
Okay, all right. And then talk about the other ones that you brought here,
so you've got the dill over here, which looks very pretty, adds a lot of texture, a lot of flavor in dishes. This one the butterflies like, especially the swallowtails. They'll come and actually eat on this, so it does kind of get decimated through part of the year, but most of the time these are going to survive. They're perennial plants. And then this is just flat leaf parsley. And there's different types of parsleys that you can put out, again, with different ornamental value to them. There's some of them that are very fancy leaves, but are great in dishes too. So
what's the biggest mistake you think people do with herbs when they're trying to grow them?
I'd say the biggest mistake is they either let the ones that like to be moist dry out, or they let the ones like rosemary and thyme and sage, they like to be on the drier side, and they'll keep those too wet sometimes.
Anything they shouldn't be close to? You know, anything that would swallow them up or not let them reach their full potential?
That's a very good question, and for the most part you want to plant the majority of them probably 15 to 20 inches apart, and some can get a couple of feet tall, some stay a little bit shorter on that side of things. It's always a good idea, though, in my opinion, in your garden to put your herbs in a particular place, kind of away from the rest of the plants. Just because these are the types of things that you're going to want to be harvesting for food, and you're going to want to be particularly careful what you might be spraying around them.
Ah, good to know. And easy access, yeah, because you want to be cooking with them. And well, we love when you're here. Thank you so much. We always learn so much. We look forward to having you back next time.
Be glad to be back.
All right.